Hey, Capricorns. Hey, I am back. I'm back. Welcome, welcome. And thank you for allowing me to take a couple weeks off. I did miss your reading from the July 5th through the 11th, so I apologize. So what I did was I went back on and did a collective here a couple of days ago with the new moon. So please go back and watch that. That's just through the sort of the 11th. I think I did it 7/7 to 7/11 kind of a thing. So go back and watch that. That's a collective, but it's with the new moon. So if you're watching this before the 12th, this week is the 12th through the 18th. And if you're watching this before the 12th, I'm recording this on the 9th, the new moon, actually. So lots of energies going on here. If you haven't watched that new moon collective, please go back and watch it. It'll give you some help with this week on the 12th through the 18th, because you'll understand a little bit more what's going on with that, with your feelings, emotions, a lot of sensitivity, a lot of like your feelings and emotions are just going to be like this kind of a thing. So about the 12th and 13th, that'll all start dissipating. But if you're watching this before the 11th, 12th, go back and watch that. The other thing is I uploaded a video this morning. Divine had me edit it all day yesterday. It's on decisions and choices. What is going to be and how we have poor decisions, poor choices, but it also is where our decisions and our choices are made. So this is more about spiritual awakening, spiritual growth. But the divine had me do this, which I was like, why are you having me do this one? And then when I did Leo's reading and I just did Taurus's reading, I'm like, oh, I get it. So really good. It will help you with your choices and decisions, especially if that's in your reading, of wondering why you keep making mistakes or why you keep having the same pattern over and over again. And then if you do watch that, I would love your comments on it. I would love any feedback, what you would like to see more, maybe less, maybe go into more, maybe some more spiritual side of it. But I would love your feedback as viewers, because it really helps me when I upload a video about coaching, what I could do better for you guys as the viewers, because I'm the conduit. So I just want to do whatever's best and what you guys want to see, besides my tarot. I love to coach. I love to teach. So I love people to grow their abilities and their intuition. All right. So we're going to get started. For those that are new, I'm going to do 3 oracles here. I actually started doing the spread, but we're going to just go ahead and do the oracles first. So for these oracles, guys, this is just sort of a theme. Oracles are sort of a theme, sort of gives you an idea of what's going on. Some use past, present, future. I use divine and current and future, future being more astrology. And the Divine's card is the message to you. So I have had people ask me and request certain signs to do first and second this week, just because they're going through stuff. Now, that's why I keep these live. If there's something you're going through, you have a question, that's why this is live, so that you can ask questions and help hopefully get some of these answers that you've been waiting on, wondering on through. But that is why I do the Divine's card, because that might be an answer you've been waiting for, an aha moment, a trigger, good trigger, that kind of a thing. So let's see what's going on for the 12th through the 18th, what the Divine has to say for you guys. And remember, please, I'm just the conduit. These messages are divine driven, divine guided. All right. Okay, so the Divine's card for today is the cat. So independence and healthy boundaries. It's also the number 9. So for somebody out there in the Capricorns, maybe their boundaries are being a little bit, stretched. So sometimes we give in when we shouldn't give in. Sometimes we let go of our morals and our values out of fear of what other people may think. The cat's very, very independent. Sometimes the cat is also too independent. So these are things to be looking at. So if the divine's, this is divine's card. So if this is something that you are facing or you're going through, or you know somebody that might be doing this, this maybe be helpful to them. We're also looking at the number 9 in numerology with this. It's very important. It's very intense. It's something in the forefront that the divine is trying to have you look at. So whatever your boundaries or your standards are, I think those are they healthy, or are they toxic, or are you allowing toxic things to come in? Sometimes we have to step back and be our own individual, just like the cats step back and watch. If you watch cats, they very much sit back and watch everything before they take any action on anything. So you really want to look and see. I think the divine is talking about your boundaries here and your standards. Are they healthy for you? Are they toxic? Something to really look at. This is in the forefront. He's really, really paying attention to this in the forefront. Because your current energy for the week of the 12th through the 18th is the butterfly. Okay, what is a butterfly? Butterfly is all about transition. The butterfly is the end of a transition because that is the final stage. So maybe you're coming close to a final stage of what you're supposed to be doing. And this is where you really have to reach into the healthy boundaries and really stand up for what you believe in for yourself. This is where we don't want to start thinking about, well, they do this, they do that. Oh, I should do this. I should follow suit. If that's not what's in your heart, and if that's not what your intuition is telling you, you don't follow suit. Maybe you're a drummer of your own chord, maybe you're, or that. So the butterfly is a beautiful transition period, but the butterfly is at the end of that. Okay. And this is where your potential and ambition lies. So what is your potential that you are working on or you're doing? And maybe I'm hearing somebody has a little bit of a doubt for that, if they're on the right path, but you're close to that. This is about your potential. This is where you're taking it. This is where you're moving forward to it. And being the butterfly, it's in the ending transition. Now, for somebody, they might be in the cocoon stage. They might be in the caterpillar stage. Wherever you're at, we're still moving toward that end result of the butterfly. So you got to stay focused. So whoever this is for, Capricorns, this is about focusing, standing up for your boundaries and your beliefs. This is also about moving forward to your potential, because your future energy is the Grail Knight. The Grail Knight is about illusion or seeking the sacred. So the thing is, in the illusion, you want to make sure that you are seeking the sacred. Seeking the sacred is divine, because that's where absolute truth is. Is this the right path that I'm going on? Is this where I should be going? Divine will give you absolute truth. He'll either keep pushing you in that movement forward to that ending stage of that butterfly, or he'll put a kibosh on it and just poof, stop it. And that's the thing that you have to be listening when it says secret, seek the sacred, or seek the sacred one. Because if it's not absolute truth, it is an illusion. What is magic? Magic is an illusion. Okay, so we don't want magic. We want the actual truth. All right. And as I started shuffling, your card fell for your first card is the 7 of Cups. Okay, 7 of Cups is about the process. All those other things could be an illusion, but your mind is on the prize, which is the one that's all lit up here. And so you got to stay focused on the prize. You got reward or blessing or whatever it is. Okay. And again, we're looking at the number 7, another 7 for your ambition and potential. Remember, when you're looking at numerology, you've got to look at the numbers and how many times it shows up and what it equals out to and all those kind of things. It's really, really important because there's messages in numbers. Okay. So that is your first card. So somebody's going to have some opportunities come that is going to you're really going to have to focus in on what you want. And it's going to be about your mindset. And it's going to be confusing to you a little bit, because you're not, if you don't seek spirit and your intuition and your gut feeling and where you want to go, and you stay strong with it, then it is going to be confusing to you, because you're more in the earth mindset. You're in the human mind rather than actually being in the spiritual mind. When you're in the spiritual mind, you'll get clear direction on where you're supposed to go. It'll be a no-brainer. So this is really important again. So for somebody is almost to that spiritual awakening where they are at the end of that transition, where it's like, oh yeah, okay, I see things now. I see things better. And as you become more in tune with your awakenings, then you actually become more clear. You'll start to see things before they even start to happen. And you're not saying that you're becoming psychic. It's just you're becoming a more in tuned to your awakenings of paying attention to what is going on. That's what empaths are. We pay attention to what's going on. We feel the energies. We watch the body language. We watch everything in tune, and all of a sudden, boom, it comes to us. That kind of a thing. All right. So definitely. Okay. So let's see what the rest of your spread is going to say here. And by the way, while I'm shuffling and getting your spread going, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like my channel. Again, if you subscribe and hit the bell, you're going to get that notification of that video that I just uploaded, Decisions and Choices. Definitely about more of a spiritual awakening and mindset, that kind of a thing. This is also, too, where this falls into. I didn't know why Divine had me do that, but I really am seeing through the readings now because he wanted it up before I started doing my readings. I'm like, okay. So make sure that you go back and watch that. I would love to hear your comments. And for those who are waiting for a reading while I was on vacation, because I said I was hopefully going to do one in Disney World or Universal Studios, I forgot my cards at home. But in Disney World, believe it or not, there was a psychic booth. And it was they actually had incense and all kinds of stuff. I went there and I asked, hey, do you have any tarot cards? I was really craving doing a reading. And so they had some decks, and I felt a couple out and felt a couple energies off of a couple of them. So I bought them, but then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it rained horribly. I mean, it just downpoured for the last couple of days. So I didn't have a place to go do them, and I didn't want to do them on my hotel bed, but I am using one of the new decks. So the new deck I'm using is the Thoth. It's an interesting deck. It's very interesting, and it's got good energies. I have this other one, the Archangel Power, which I picked up. I'm energizing that a little bit, and I need to read a little bit more on it because it is different. It's different, but I hope to use that here too as well. So you have some opportunities coming up. You do have also, you're thinking about your future a little bit, because now that things are actually turning around, turning the tables for somebody, you're actually seeing things turn around a little bit, and maybe in a better manner. Maybe financially it's becoming better, or maybe the person that you're with or interested in is becoming more in tune and in balance. So this is something that is coming together, because we've got the number 2 as well for the 2 of Wands, and 2 is also bringing something together, mostly a partnership, or it's separating it. So it all just depends on your choices and decisions if that's going to stay together. This opportunity, whether this opportunity is going to come to you, whether it's in the process or maybe became last week, maybe it's in the process and you've got a decision to make, but you've got to really stay honed in. The theme that I'm getting this week with the readings is there's a lot of distractions, and the Devil card has popped up several times. That really wants to distract you, wants to keep you bound to your old ways, and your new ways are trying to come in, but the Devil card is trying to actually hold you back of this transition of finishing out. So if you finish your transition, whatever it is, if you finally complete something, that's not what the Devil wants. The Divine wants it, but the Devil is saying, the Devil card saying no, because if you do get to this final transition of the butterfly, you've done the cocoon, you've done the caterpillar cocoon, and now you're a butterfly. You've gone through all the stages. The thing that the low vibration and the energies of the Devil card don't want is for you to find the sacred one. The sacred one is in your completion of your lessons. Okay, when you complete a lesson, you become stronger. You definitely become stronger, because when you complete a lesson, you learn more powerful supernaturally or earthly if you're going to do something again or not, or if you want to go in a different direction or not, or stay in that direction that you're going or not. Okay. And what's really beautiful about this is that you've got not only opportunities coming for your future, you've got the 10 of Pentacles coming. The 10 of Pentacles is all your rewards, all this hard work, all this work that you've been doing on yourself, and these healthy boundaries that you've been setting, and this new way of thinking, or this transitioning into a higher, positive, lighter vibrational way of thinking, rather than thinking of the negative. You think more positive. If you also were thinking more doubtful, now you have more strength and say, you know, I'm not going to doubt that anymore. And that's where the sacred one comes in. This is your future energy, is to keep seeking that supernatural, the divine's energy that you cannot understand, but we go with it because we know it's the right way to go, the absolute truth. Okay, so that is a process that is transitioning and changing for somebody. Also, somebody's transitioning and changing to a different job, maybe more better financial job for you, for your family, for yourself, and whatever is happening. But this is an ultimate card because there's unconditional love. There's everything for your heart, your spirit, and your mind in this. And this is why I love this card so much. I don't love it for the earthly part of it. I love it for the spiritual part. The love, the unconditional love, the feelings of your mind, spirit, and your body. Because whenever you think from the spirit first, your spirit tells your mind what to do, your mind tells your body what to do. And it's a whole process. There's a bunch of videos out there for that. All right. So for somebody else here also too, this could be the same person. This opportunity may bring in travel. If this travel, it could be local travel, it could be a little bit further travel, but I sort of feel like somebody is actually going to be going on a big trip, whether it be across the United States or to another country. And this might be in the process of planning because, again, we're not quite there yet. So it might be a trip, a planning of maybe, you know, going to see somebody in a faraway land, or maybe this is a vacation that you finally have waited for, that you've needed for a long time. The opportunity is opening itself, because the reason why I say it could be further away, and because there's a little bit more money involved in it, but this is something that you've wanted and you've waited, and this is what your heart desire is wanting to do. Okay. Again, when we're talking about making sure we have healthy boundaries, again, we have another card that pops up that is the rest card. This is taking care of your body. Most of the time when we need rest, we don't do it, and then we get deficient, and then our body sort of adds up all this deficiency, and before you know it, we're getting sick more often. We're not, eating as well. Our skin changes. If you're women, your periods go off whack, that kind of a thing. So you got to really make your healthy boundaries on what you're doing for your body, making sure you're getting enough rest, making sure that you're getting good nutrition, good exercise, and balance. Because whatever this travel is, if you're going to travel further or even into another country, the time changes, throw your body off. You need that for rest. Okay. So we've got an energy here that is sort of throwing the reading off. However, I don't feel this is that energy. I feel this is a different energy. I feel that there is somebody coming in with a heavy heart that they just can't seem to be getting on track about, because we have two number 4s, and then we have the number 9 for the divine. And this is something that is really weighing on your heart, in your feelings. This is also the new moon energy, whoever this is. It's sort of a roller coaster ride right now because of the new energies. This may have to do with a relationship. There might not be the healthy boundaries in the relationship like there should be. And we have to start stepping on a neck to get those healthy boundaries back. And it may be a healthy boundary for you or the other person, because a lot of the times we're in a toxic relationship we don't know we're in. Okay. And what I mean by that is that it is of more destructive than constructive. So if somebody's, fighting too much, somebody's not lifting somebody up to their potential, and they're just putting them down, rolling their eyes, thinking, oh man, you're stupid. Even the words we say sometimes, oh, you're stupid, you're ignorant. I don't allow that in my house. I don't allow it because, it already puts into that person's mind. You've spoken it. When you speak it, it becomes live. So we don't want to put those negative energies into somebody's even thought process, you know. And he's like, oh, she's so serious. She's no, joking's joking, but when you joke about somebody being in a destructive manner, oh, you're stupid, you're ignorant, oh, you never understand, blah 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 blah. Anything more destructive speaking comes to life because it's already made a person feel a certain way. Does that make sense? New moon energy, big time. This makes a person. So if this is happening to you this week, this is a time to really analyze that for yourself and go ahead and set some boundaries and stick to those boundaries. This is where that butterfly will fly and shine, because if you stick to those healthy boundaries, then what is going to happen? Your spirit is going to begin to change. Your mind is going to begin to change, and you will become healthier. And you might not even want that person even in your life after a while. You'll be surprised, because now you're seeking the sacred one. You're speaking what your spirit needs, what your personality needs, what your soul needs. This is you deep inside, what your soul needs, because something's definitely hidden. This is your challenge card. Okay, your challenge card is you are hiding something, or someone is hiding something that is hindering you from becoming this butterfly, the final stage. They're holding you back. So your challenge is not to hide. This might be just even words. Some people are shy to even speak to their mates or even their friends or their coworkers, you know, and not asking them their opinion, because their opinion really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It's just that the thing is that you maybe want some feedback. Well, is that earthly feedback or spiritual feedback? Because at the end of the day, you better be getting spiritual feedback. That's just going straight to divine. That's all that matters. But there is something hidden. And when something's hidden, then you've got to bring it out. Fear allows us to hold it back. This is your challenge card, to be able to think more positive, to be able to think more on a higher plane, healthier boundaries, on a higher level, higher vibration, so that this butterfly can finish being able to become a butterfly. Because right now I feel it's like in a cocoon for somebody. We're almost to that butterfly stage, but we're in a cocoon. Okay, so you want to be able to do that. So you want to be able to open up and share what it is that you need. Okay. And when you do that, that is more of becoming stable. The number 4 again. Okay. The number 4 is all about becoming more stable, becoming more calm, becoming more you. Something that you actually need to grow to become that butterfly stage. All right. All right, guys, this is the deck that I told you I bought, and we're going to go into it. There's some of the cards I still am learning how to read, because they do it a little bit differently. I enjoy it. I love a new challenge and a new way of looking at things and in the light. So we're going to bring this Thoth deck out and see what it has to offer today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit more clarity on what you've been thinking about, what is holding you back. So on the 4 of Cups, this is something that I would like to find out so that, whoops, you can release it. All right, so let's see. Yeah, 2 4s together. That's interesting. So you're overthinking. Somebody is definitely overthinking. They're not getting their rest because they're not able to fall asleep. They're not able to sleep well. Definitely been thinking about it too much. I'm surprised that we didn't see the 9 of Swords come up. So, all right, let's see what we got for the Capricorns. So let's get some clarification on the 4 of Cups. So something apparently did end, and you just are really struggling over that. It looks like that you're struggling over that. So we have the Princess of Swords. That's a new one. Princess of Swords. Again, we're talking about truth here, being in truth and love. And we've got the number 2 again. So we have 2 2s, we have 2 4s. We really got to be paying attention to the number 2. There's something trying to come together that is being hindered, and it has to be definitely, you got to love yourself enough to not fear. So somebody's really fearing something to end. This is okay for something to end, because you cannot move on from something. If to have something new, something has to end. And it's like, Patty, why is it that way? I don't know. You're going to have to ask Divine when you move on. But it's like when somebody passes on, there's a new birth in that family that next year. Have you ever known that? When my brother was murdered, somebody said, well, somebody's going to be born in your family next year. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not, it's not me, because I'm not married. And then my brother was like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, I don't plan on having any more kids. And I have another brother that we weren't even talking to, but my other brother had a child that year, and I had another child. I had a child, actually. Not another child, but a child. And that was, long story short, I was with somebody and I never expected to get pregnant. And boom, I had my daughter. So when something ends, there is a new beginning for something. So, and again, this butterfly is trying to get to the end stage so that there's a new beginning of something that the divine is trying to bring closer to you. Okay, so what you're holding on to is definitely holding you back. What this is you are not loving yourself enough to be honest with yourself. Or maybe this is somebody coming to you or somebody around you. But Capricorn, is this you that you are literally not being honest with yourself? You have to be honest with yourself. Absolute truth. That creates a healthy boundary right there. That's the number one thing. To create a healthy boundary, you have to be honest with yourself 100%, so that you can be the authentic you, so that you can actually move on to your final destination. All right. So you do have to put something to rest. I don't know what that is for. I don't know what you need to put to rest. But that is the number 13, which is the number 4 again. So we have 3 number 4s. There is actually stability trying to be made here. There's trying to be balance here. And that is why the divine is saying healthy boundaries create balance. This is the divine's card. Healthy boundaries create balance. We got the number 4 3 times. You got to pay attention to the numerology of it. Definitely. And when you create balance, then you create unity, you create a union, because there's a bunch of 2s here. We've got 1, 2, 3 2s. It creates a union, balance, and it also, then you get your completion of your butterfly. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love it. I love to watch people transform when they come, and their clients, or even just helping people. People email me all the time with questions, and we'll email back and forth, and sometimes we'll do FaceTimes. Doesn't cost them a dime. And once they begin to see themselves in their awakenings in the sacred one, which is divine, a God, if you want to believe, in God. Well, I do believe in God. So I'm sorry, I've had too many testimonies and witnesses. But when you see it all happening, you become excited, because now you can get more clarity. That's all it is. That's all I do is clarify, and you can see what it's, because your answers and everything are inside you. All right. So let's go to more clarity, please. Actually, I don't want that deck. I want this deck. I haven't used it for a while. So I'd like to get some clarity on the 6 of Swords. If they're traveling, hopefully they're traveling for good reasons. If you could give me more clarity on this travel. If they're leaving, or are they coming or going? Just more clarity on this. No, I don't want this deck. I'm sorry, I just don't. It's not vibing with me right now. I got to put some crystals on that one. Okay. So travel, hopefully this is a good travel. This could be a travel that's making healthy boundaries. Time to step away. It doesn't mean somebody's leaving for good, but somebody needs to show that you're serious about setting good, healthy boundaries. Some people don't realize that, you got to step away sometimes to make people realize that you mean business, that, you either shape up or move on with me and don't be in my life, because you do not want that toxic. I feel like somebody's toxic. They're really thinking about their future, and there is somebody toxic around them. The only way that you will get help, I'm telling you honestly, I've been through all this, is looking at God and asking for guidance, for wisdom in this area, and how to handle it, manage it, and get healthy boundaries with it. And there's a lot of coaching videos and a lot of videos out there. And if you email me, I'll share a couple of videos that I have in that. Again, the number 2, here we go again, the 2 of Cups. Again, this is about definitely coming together or separating. So we have the 2 of Cups, we have Justice, okay, the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody's had it. So somebody is trying to set healthy boundaries. Somebody said, screw this, I need to get my stuff together. And definitely, because apparently with this travel, we're looking at somebody either going through the legal system, or somebody's done something that they shouldn't have, and maybe even kept it a secret, because we have this moon in the end. And another person said, screw this, I'm done, I'm out. I'm not going to put up this with these poor decisions, these poor ways of life. Could be somebody who's immature too. You know, it's sort of like listening to a mentor. He used to be very immature, playing games, you know, sleeping around, doing all kinds of stuff. And he found a lady who's very interested in, wanted to actually have very serious. And she's like, screw you, go away. Not until you grow up, not until you know. And then he's like, oh, okay. So he comes back, you know, a little while later saying he's grown up and he's changed his ways, and they start dating and things start going good. But then he gets into the bad habits again. And, you know, she's like, bye, don't talk to me. She wouldn't answer the phone, wouldn't do anything. He had to really grow up quick, or if he wanted her. And he finally did. It changed his ways, changed his, you know, he became the butterfly. He finally turned around, but he did have to seek the sacred one. He did have to seek God. He did have to seek divine in order to help him get through that, because he wasn't mature enough to do it on his own. So this is this person here, the Knight of Pentacles. There's money involved, this is a separation kind of a thing for somebody. This is the number 2. This is separation. And you know what? Sometimes we have to separate out of love, this travel, and leave for a little while, and make sure that this kind of poor habit ends. It has to end. In order for a healthy boundary to grow, we have to have this process nixke to the apske, whatever. It's got to go bye-bye. So for this energy, for this person here, for this healthy boundary, you're doing right, and you need to step back, get out of it for a while, and if it's the right thing, it'll come back. Now, if there's the law involved, then you know what? They have to be accountable for their own mistakes, be responsible for their own mistakes. It's not your job to bail them out, whether it's a speeding ticket, whether it's they're broke and they can't afford to live, you know, by themselves, whatever it is, that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to either just say, hey, I'm important enough that I need to keep my healthy boundaries, my healthy standards, and you can go mess up your life, but I'm going to keep my life going on the path that I need to be going, because we all have choices, we all make mistakes, but this is not a time to make any mistakes. It's time to straighten up. So that's a new energy that is definitely coming out. I don't know, Capricorns, who that is for, but definitely this is why somebody's either leaving or moving or going away. It's not going to last, but this is a step that is going to grow you closer. All right. Definitely going to grow you closer. This is all about this current energy ending a cycle and this new cycle coming. This is the new moon energy that now we're coming into the waxing moon. From the new moon to the full moon, it's a waxing time. This is abundance. This is try to bring good things in. This is the time that you want to do that. So if something's hidden, it will come to light so that you can bring the balance back into your life. All right. Okay. So oh my God, that says 33. I am so sorry. So let's go ahead and go to love. I know that this is part of love in a relationship. What's going on here is between two people. Could be just friends. Could be longtime friends. It could be that you're living together. I have no clue. But it is a relationship of some type. It's just that, you know what? It's gotten old, and these old ways that are very unhealthy need to stop. And the divine is saying you need to get your healthy boundaries back in order, because they're not there. You need to have some independence for a little while. And when we are independent in our soul self, let me tell you, this is when we get closer to the divine, because you can hear things more clearly. Okay. All right. So for those of you that are single or dating or in a relationship and want to know a little bit about what's going on in your relationship for the 12th through the 18th, we have the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, which is about discernment, clear vision, and details. It's also the number 9. This is definitely what we've been talking about for you guys, right? So you need a clear vision. You need the details. You need to get to the bottom. You need to, and this is your challenge card because you're afraid to. You're afraid to hear or find out what you already know. All right. But the other thing too, that's discernment. You already know it. So that's discernment right there. All right. So we want to really make sure that you're getting a clear vision, making sure that you actually know what is going on in this case that needs to end. Now, this may be a habit. This may be a relationship. This relationship might not even be for you. It might be something that you or he or she manifested, and it's not of divine. So it may need to end. Okay. Oh, wow. This was the same one as Taurus's. Hold your vision. He's really, really meaning to hold your vision. Stand up for what you believe in. And if something needs to go, it needs to go. But you need to finish this. The divine is saying you need to finish whatever it is, and grow and flourish. And butterflies fly. They fly and flutter. They don't mean to flutter here and there. That's not what I mean. By fluttering, it's they can go anywhere and do anything. And that's what you should be feeling. That's what that vision should be feeling. Because the only way you're going to find it, though, is through God and divine and guidance, basically guidance. All right. So hold your vision, stay strong, and stay with healthy boundaries, because that'll keep you focused in one direction. And when all the distractions come, you'll still be focused on really what you want and what you're going and where you want to go. All right. Definitely want to do that. Stop overthinking and make sure that you're taking care of your body, because you're going to need that whenever this travel comes or whenever you need to move or whatever is happening. You're going to need your strength in order to do that, because there's a lot of work in moving, let me tell you. And if it's not moving, you might be just on a temporary, chill out kind of a thing. All right. So Capricorns, that's your reading. I hope this was helpful. Again, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. You'll be notified. I'm on here weekly, and you can always come on and ask a question. Tell me where you're from. I would love to know my viewers and see my viewers. I love to interact with my viewers. Also, too, don't forget about the choices and decisions video that I just uploaded this morning. This might help you in making some healthy decisions and why you're doing what you're doing. Or if you have cycles that keep happening over and over, it will help you understand why through your choices and decisions, and how to change that and transform that into a better way. It's a spiritual awakening. It's also a soul and mind awakening for you to understand yourself a little bit better. Divine asked me to do it. I do it. All right. So I hope this was helpful. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Bring a friend next time. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Smash it. All right. We will talk to you next week. And remember, this was for the 12th through the 18th. And take care. Walk in absolute truth. That is divine's truth, not yours. And love. Take care, guys.